Welcome to Aethelburg, the vertical city of floating gears, where fortune is measured by altitude. Down on the lowest tier, the laborers toiled powering the mechanisms that kept the city afloat. High above, the nobles enjoy the eternal sunshine far from the labor below. Between the two extremes worked Elliot, the master clockmaker, sought after by all classes. His skill lay in the heart of Aethelburg's magic, the harmonizing gear, which he carried everywhere. Down in the crowds, the thief Zara moved like smoke, seeking valuable components. Not everything she took was for profit. Some gears were simply beautiful. By night, Aethelburg was a dazzling, dangerous mechanism that never ceased turning. Elio ensured his shop was secure, for his tools and knowledge were irreplaceable. Zira, however, saw locks not as barriers, but as invitations to climb higher. The harmonizing gear was his most prized possession, the source of his delicate equilibrium. She tracked the old clockmaker, noting his habits and his vulnerabilities. That night, the balance of Aethelburg began to slip. The middle tier shuddered violently. Hello, the mechanisms were failing under the strain of the city's ambition. Elio felt the instability in his very bones. He knew his intervention was needed. The instability was Zira's opportunity. She moved toward the workshop, seeing chaos as cover. The clockmaker desperately sought his tools to counteract the descent. She knew the architecture of the city as well as its pulse points. Panic surged as the drop became undeniable. The city was sinking. Oh, within his cloth, Elliot seeketh to turn his soul unto Jerry. While the clockmaker was distracted, the thief entered the lair. Elio had his solution, but Zara had spotted her prize, the luminous heart of his work. Instinct took over, the pursuit of the most valuable component. But the clockmaker's intuition was as sharp as his tools. In a heartbeat, the gear was gone, and Zara fled into the chaos. The thief was gone, her prize secured, oblivious to the catastrophic consequences. Without the harmonizing gear, the city's fate was sealed. The structural integrity vanished. Aethelburg began to tear itself apart. Zara paused, realizing the sound was not simple chaos but true destruction. The captured gear was reacting violently to the city's turmoil. Despite the theft, Elio still saw the control mechanism fighting to save his city. Below, the fate of the workers was imminent. The lowest platforms were almost grounded. The thief saw the direct result of her action, a consequence far larger than gold. The old clockmaker had reached his limit. But the weight of the city and her guilt forced Zara into a choice. The final collapse was moments away, threatening all levels of Aethelburg. The thief offered the ultimate reparation, the return of his most precious item. The power was back, but The time was short. Confusion was swiftly overcome by necessity. The gear must be installed. The Clockmaker needed to get to the core, and the thieves knew the fastest route. They reach the vital artery of Aethelburg. Zira's skills, once destructive, now offer the path to salvation. Below them, the catastrophic mechanism spun out of control. The insertion had to be precise, and Elio was the only one who could. She knew the route through the mechanism's dark core. The thief became the guide, leading the Clockmaker into the depths of the city. The descent was a dance with death, the gears missing him by inches. Zira's sharp eyes tracked every dangerous rotation, calling out the safe moments. He reached the epicenter of the catastrophe, the gaping maw, where the true heart belonged. The coupling mechanism was a chaotic tempest of metal, waiting for its master. The harmonizing gear demanded to be placed into its rightful home. He swung into position, timing his move against the relentless spinning. Time was running out. The final, fatal plunge was imminent. In a burst of light, the harmonizing gear locked into place. The chaos ceased, replaced by the perfect low thrum of harmony. The Aethelburg was saved, the platform slowly correcting their catastrophic descent. The Clockmaker, successful in his desperate repair, felt the familiar stability return. Zira, at the lip of the shaft, understood the true value of the gear she had stolen. On the lower tiers, gratitude and relief replaced panic and despair. The thief and the Clockmaker emerged from the core, bound by the catastrophe they had just averted. Elio looked at the thief, his gaze holding no condemnation, only recognition. In the morning, they began the task of restoring the city, starting with the workshop floor. The citizens of Aethelburg set about repairing the damage, the lesson of their fragility clear. Elio gave Zira a task, acknowledging her skills, not her past actions. She repaired the flaw she had exploited, one small piece at a time. The merchants returned to their work, the near disaster instilling a newfound humility. Even the nobles realized they were bound to the fate of the lower tiers. Elio saw the true harmony in the city was not just mechanical, but social. Zira began to share her deep architectural knowledge with those who powered the city. Differences dissolved in the face of survival. The tiers began to find true unity. The harmonizing gear was returned, but its lesson was greater than its purpose. The thief found her true calling, applying her keen eye to the city's maintenance. New paths and bridges were built, connecting the people physically and socially. The heavy labor continued, but it was now fueled by hope, not just necessity. The Clockmaker found an apprentice, and the thief found a purpose. Aethelburg was stronger than ever, its mechanisms singing a song of unity. The harmonizing gear spun with the perfect, even rhythm of a community working together. The Clockmaker saw that the most vital component was not metal, but the will of the people. The thief, now guardian, ensures the city's time remains true. Aethelburg, fixed not only by mechanics but by compassion, awoke to a new day. The tools of salvation, now resting, awaiting the next moment of necessary precision. The former thief shares her knowledge, ensuring the future caretakers understand their world. The city's light cycle, perfectly timed, now reflects its stability. Understanding bridged the highest gaps and fortified the lowest foundations. Elio prepares for a peaceful morning, knowing his city is safe in many hands. Aethelburg sleeps, its complex heart beating in perfect time. The newest guardian tightens the final connection, securing the city's future. The Clockmaker and the former thief pass, sharing the unique bond of shared catastrophe and rescue. The city rises, buoyed not just by brass but by the weight of its citizens' interdependence. The heart of Aethelburg beats steadily, ensuring the city's continuity. The former thief, now a protector, understands that life's true treasures are not stolen, but secured. The city of floating gears stands as a monument to second chances and shared burdens. The Clockmaker, wiser than before, finds joy in the simplest mechanical perfection. Master and apprentice, thief and guardian, celebrating the dawn of a balanced era. The citizens work together, not just for survival, but for beauty and for each other. The hum of the city is now the sound of harmony, a chorus of many hearts beating as one. The silver heart spins on, a reminder that the whole is only as strong as its smallest component. The story of the Clockmaker, the thief, and the fragile mechanisms that bind us all together. The mechanisms of Aethelburg continue.